So how does that all fit into your MO for when a record company rings you up or contacts you or your agent to do an Andrew Weatherall on it? What happens then? How does that feed into what you're
well, I don't know. There's like, I don't know. I suppose there is a formula. There is a formula.
Do you get asked? Do you get asked? A specific, to do a specific thing to it? Or?
No, because I think people know now that, I have that fucking destroyer mentality. Yeah. So they know. They don't set. Sometimes people say, "Oh, can you leave a bit of vocal in?" And that's about the extent of it. But everything starts. It's how rock and roll works. It's how reggae works. It's the rhythm sections. It's the bass and the drums. Get that right, and everything else shall follow. Mm-hmm. Who ordered the cappuccino? Can we order quieter coffee next time, please? Have a latte or something. So yeah, we usually start with it's the drums and the bass line is the bedrock of it, and yeah, that's the bedrock of rock and roll. If you've got the rhythm section right, you can kind of fall about all over the place elsewhere and make mistakes. But that's what it's the bass line and the drums. When you get the stems, all the parts of the track you're going to remix, it's what are the drums doing, what's the bass doing, and then we work, and then we build it up. We build it up from there. But it's a bit of a world of echo, our studio. It's, we use computers for sequencing. It's great, but then I'm just obsessed with with tape loop echo, which is a throwback. Bless you. Which is a throwback to 50s rock and roll, and that slapback sounds that they had, which gives it that ghostly kind of otherworldly feeling, I think.
So despite constantly derailing your own career,
have you got any other hobbies?
You stole
derailing other people's careers.
It's led you into some amazing place. You were telling me on the phone this morning that you're doing a thing for Faber.
Yeah, there's gentlemen and ladies of a certain age now that have worked themselves up into positions of power with various artistic organisations.
Over 45.
Yeah, leave it. And they've been fans of my work, and they may have attended some discotheques that I've run over the years. And so they think,
gurned at you.
Yeah, and they get into a position, and they think, we can do lunch. Who would you like to do lunch with? So I get calls, and I have lunch with people, and nothing's going to come of it, but it's nice to meet people. And one of those people was a guy called Lee Braxton, who's the music commissioning editor of music at Faber and Faber. I kind of got to know him, and we got on really well. And he called me up one day, and he said, "I've had a great idea." "What's that, Lee?" He goes, "I want you to be artist in residence for Faber Social." I said, "What does that mean?" He said, "I have no fucking idea whatsoever." I went, "Right, okay." I said, "Right, okay." He goes, "But, it's 1,000, you don't have to do much, and you get £1,000 worth of books," which to me, that's books are my crack, basically, the drug crack, anyway. Yeah. And so I said, "Right, okay, so to recap, I get kudos by association, £1,000 worth of books, and I don't have to do much. Sounds great." Yeah. That's fine. And then went and did an interview. Went and met them all and did an interview to put up on the website. And I got a little bit overexcited and I started ranting. I'll do this. I'll do something once a month. I'll write a story. I'll do this. I'll do that. And told them what I was going to do once a month. They let me finish and then said, "Well, that's great, but we would have been happy with once a year, to be quite honest."
Oh.
So, all right, okay. But I've just I'm reviewing books for them. I've doing a bit of artwork, and I'm just working with a writer called Michael Smith, Hartlepool's finest, who wrote a book in the late 90s, early noughties called Gyro Playboy, which was about the hectic milieu that was Shoreditch in those times, and he worked in a pub there, and he's a kind of flaneur, that was his kind of vibe, and he wrote this book, and he's written another book. He leaves London and goes to live by the seaside, but it all goes horribly wrong, and he comes back to London, and obviously by that time Soho and Shoreditch have become even more commercialised. So it's about that. It's about the kind of changing face of the city and your part with it, the part you play within its myths and legends, and that classic of like, oh, things aren't what they used to be. But you know, that's the great thing about the book. It's not nostalgic. He realises that if you are, you know, he's late 30s, early 40s, but if you are 18 and coming to Shoreditch, it's just as exciting. Just because there's a Pret-a-Manger now on the high street, it's no less, you know, it's less exciting to me and him because we were there before the chain stores came. But you know, London, you know, areas of London actually, once you get past a certain age, actually don't belong to you anymore. They belong to the next generation of people, and that's what I liked about the book. It's wistful resignation. You know, basically, he was involved in the kind of demi-monde of Soho and Shoreditch, and it's him dealing with that erosion of a personal kind of bohemia, which he does really well. He doesn't do it via the medium of nostalgia. He does it very wistfully and very, very stoically. And I've done the soundtrack. I've just written the foreword. I felt like a proper writer today, because I was scribbling and making notes and rewriting things as the courier came to collect my copy. It's quite exciting. So it's probably yeah. I dashed off another one. Like, oh, there we go. And then I've done the soundtrack. I've done the soundtrack as well. You know, I read the book and just he talks about the dark hum, the deep hum within all great metropolises. It's what lures people in, so that was the basis for the soundtrack, was the kind of hum of the city. And then we got him in to read a little bit over the top. He's got a very nice, I don't know whether you know, are you aware of Michael Smith? You've ever heard him talk? He's got a very wistful, laconic, kind of Hartlepool accent, which all helps. So yeah, that's the latest project. I'm actually mastering that on Friday, and it'll be out in September or October. It'll be a book, CD, and a 10-inch single with a foreword by myself, and there'll be an annotated version with me just writing notes about various parts of the book. Many years ago, you had to put your occupation on your passport. I have really no idea what I would put down. I mean, I don't know, as I hurtle past 50 and I'm entertaining a lot younger people, I might have had to put children's entertainer in the bag. But thankfully you don't have to put that. That's not part of the passport anymore. Really, but I don't. Yeah, that's it. I don't know when people ask me, what do you do? You know, it's you know, I don't know, it's because of the way I look or something, or maybe because I'm, you know, when I get in cabs in London, you can see them looking at you, and you always get that, what do you do then, mate? You know, they're quite kind of intrigued. And I just say, oh, I'm in music, or I'm in, you know, I do a bit of writing or something. I don't know what, I wouldn't know. I don't like saying I'm a DJ, because that's, I don't know, the connotations of DJ, you know, of being a DJ, it's a bit naff, isn't it?
Smashy in the back.
You know, DJs have been, you know, have got a bad rep due to people that we won't discuss here right now. Right here, right now.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, someone. I did one of these at the weekend at a festival, and a lady at the end, she went, "We love you, but you're the most stoic DJ that we know." Meaning, you know, like, you know. I said, "Well, I said, "I've got this inbuilt thing that if I feel my arm about to go like that, some synapse cuts out and my arm goes numb, and I actually can't do that. You know, that kind of thing. It's a little bit undignified for a gentleman of my advancing years."
Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah. But then I did say to her, I said, if I have been known to DJ whilst a little bit inebriated, and I do. It's probably out there on YouTube somewhere. Me doing no. Peter Hook air bass guitar.
Oh yeah,
like some of that. Is that all right? Is that all right? Okay, that's about as enthusiastic as I get when I'm DJing. But it's not that I don't like what I'm doing. It's just I'm concentrating so hard. You know, it's like any job. I don't know. I don't feel the need to go like that. I wouldn't, you know, whatever job you're doing, if you enjoy your job and you're concentrating hard, you know, I've never, HR. So I've never, you know, like I say, there were times when I did get a little bit excited, but you know, I am quite stoic when it comes to work, because it's quite a responsibility. You know, people have paid money, and you've got to entertain people, and you've got to do your job properly, which is why I've stopped taking ecstasy whilst DJing quite early on in my non-career, because I you know, it gets to the point, you know, people think it's fun. You know, you like to go and see bands and they get fucked up and fall over, but the novelty soon wears off, especially when you've paid your money and you want a night out and you're looking at some buffoon chewing his own bottom lip out and playing the same record twice in a row, or and that kind
Which
of carry on.
was your favourite record to play twice?
Well, I don't know. It was just panic. What I would do, it's that classic thing. I'd be playing a record and I'd have an amazing idea of what I was going to play next, and in that short space of time, from turning around from the decks to going like that, obviously on ecstasy, your memory, and then you hear the record running out, so you just grab whatever's nearest, and you just put something on, and it usually tends to be the shittest B-side that you've got in your entire box.
How did status quo get in there? Living on an island. So you're not a careerist. You don't take ecstasy whilst you're DJing.
I don't take ecstasy at all anymore. In fact,
When did that stop?
About sort of 10 and 15 years ago. Psychedelics in general, don't get me wrong, I like psychedelics and I like the random nature of psychedelics, but as you get older and you become aware of your own mortality, psychedelics is throwing... life is pretty random. We are random molecules colliding off each other. And psychedelics kind of makes it even more random, and you're throwing the dice of chance. I threw the dice so many times. I've been pulled out of the way of speeding cars on the M4 whilst tripping, trying to change a wheel. Got into all sorts of... I did the classic. I was nearly the classic jumper, acid casualty jump off a building, because I'd been to a party and I got back and it's about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I went out my balcony, which was 4 or 5 floors up. And I thought, wow, I reckon I could reach that swimming pool from here. And I had
what
one
swimming pool.
I had one leg over the balcony, and I just thought, well, I've lived here 4 years, and I've never noticed a swimming pool before.
I'm gonna buy some love charms to get you into my arms. I'm gonna buy some love charms to get